The sun had not yet touched the Topkapi walls when Hürrem Sultan reached for the silver ewer. She splashed the rose-infused water onto her face. The sharp, floral sting cut through the lingering haze of sleep, forcing her eyes open. Her attendants moved in the shadows, silent as ghosts, laying out a breakfast that defied the passage of time. There were no common staples here. Instead, a heavy ceramic bowl held clotted cream, thick and cool against the morning air. Beside it, a honeycomb dripped with amber nectar, waiting to be broken. A servant set a plate of eggs seared with spicy pastrami before her. The scent of garlic and cured meat rose in the quiet room, grounding her senses. Hürrem took a slow, deliberate sip of fish soup, the heat warming her chest, followed by a silver cup of chilled, minted grape sherbet. She ate with focused intent, moving through the meal as if it were a tactical maneuver. Every bite was calculated. Every movement was precise. She did not rush. She did not hesitate. By the time she pushed the bowl away, the first gray light of dawn was beginning to bleed over the horizon, and she was ready for the day. By midday, the air in the Imperial kitchen turned heavy with the scent of boiling dough and wood smoke. Hürrem stood by the arched stone doorway, her gaze fixed on the chefs. They worked with frantic, sweating precision, rolling the mantı dough until it was nearly translucent under the flickering lanterns. She had demanded this specific dish for 28 days straight, and the kitchen staff operated on the edge of exhaustion to meet her standard. She watched a chef fold the tiny parcels, his fingers trembling slightly. She did not speak, yet the silence she held in the doorway forced the pace to accelerate. When the bowl finally arrived, she ate with a singular cold intent. She did not savor the flavor. She measured the energy it provided. She knew the afternoon would demand the strength of eel seasoned with wild thyme, or a plate of sautéed leeks to sustain her through the coming political maneuvers in the divan. She finished the last bite, wiped her lips, and turned away. The kitchen staff collapsed into the sudden quiet behind her, but she was already moving toward the next stage of her day, her mind calculating the cost of every word. As the shadows lengthened across the palace, the ritual of the Hammam began. Hürrem stepped into the heat, the thick, humid air clinging to her skin instantly. She lay upon the slab of polished marble, the stone radiating a deep, steady warmth that loosened the tension in her shoulders. Attendants moved around her with practiced, rhythmic efficiency. They applied a thick paste of white clay and lavender oil, their hands moving in firm, sweeping strokes. It felt less like pampering and more like the preparation of a blade. They scrubbed away the fatigue of the court, the friction of the clay pulling at her skin until it glowed. She did not flinch. She lay motionless, breathing in the steam, her mind already rehearsing the arguments she would deploy in the coming hours. Then came the rinse. A dark, pungent infusion of nettle and sage was poured over her, the liquid stinging as it hit her pores. She endured the sharp herbal bite without a sound. Her hair was combed through with sweet almond oil, the strands pulled tight and smooth. She rose from the marble, her body feeling light, stripped of all unnecessary weight. She was no longer the woman who had sat in the kitchen. She was a weapon, tempered and ready. She stepped into the corridor, a shifting olfactory map trailing in her wake. As she approached the divan, she released the sharp, clean scent of lavender. It cut through the stale air of the council chamber, a sensory signal of her authority that forced every official to pause and acknowledge her presence. She watched their reactions, a slight stiffening of spines, a sudden downward glance. She moved through the space with the precision of a predator, the lavender notes marking her territory. Yet, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the requirements of the game shifted. She returned to her private quarters to wash away the day's influence. For the evening, she required a different weapon. She reached for the heavy, grounding notes of musk and amber. These were not scents for the masses. They were for the Sultan. She applied the oil to her pulse points, the deep, resinous aroma filling the room. It was a calculated choice, designed to anchor her aura and command absolute political dominance. She checked her reflection one last time, ensuring the scent was balanced, neither too faint nor too overwhelming. She was ready. She walked toward the Sultan's chambers, the heavy musk preceding her like a physical barrier, ensuring that when she entered, the space would belong to her alone. The palace fell silent as the moon climbed over the Bosphorus. Hürrem retreated to the window, the cool night air washing away the lingering musk of the day. She sat alone, the vast, dark water reflecting the moonlight like a sheet of hammered silver. There were no officials to command, no sultan to influence, only the cold, clear necessity of the future. She picked up a green almond, the shell snapping under her thumb with a sharp, clean sound. She ate slowly, peeling the skin, then moved to the bowl of fresh figs. The fruit was soft, cool, and sweet against her tongue. Every movement was deliberate, a rhythmic exercise in patience. Her mind began to map the next day, tracing lines of influence and potential friction with the same steady focus she applied to her own body. She was a temple of discipline, maintained by the earth's most potent secrets. The strategy took shape in the dark, silent and absolute.